Welcome back, everybody. Well, let's see. Okay, so the kid's older brothers allegedly stole stuff. Cops are beating him up. It's typical Tuesday. So, yeah. Let's go solve this case. Watson, just go across the street and talk to her, please. Come on. All right, we can talk about this. All right. Huh? So what if she's a prostitute? What's the worst gonna happen? What are you gonna catch? Let's go to Scotland Yard first. Let's get the kid's story.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Jeez, Watson. That's all that guy does is just scares the crap out of me. Alright. First things first. The gun.
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco, nothing interesting. So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
What?
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Open and shut case, Watson. He clearly did it. Now, back to my dinner.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
I think it's funny how he tells him, I got nothing to say to you. I didn't do it. For the love of God, I didn't do it.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work, and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but As I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Because you're totally screwed.
Mr. Holmes?
Let's go to Half Moon Street. Unless there's something else I need to do. Yep, investigate the crime scene. Let's do it. Alright. Oh. Scared the crap out of me. Are the bodies still here? Yep. They certainly are.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stud fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Time to check the bodies. Oh, geez, this was the dude who... Yeah.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant.
If...
The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there. Brian Vercotti and Leighton Chapman both have identical Westgate Prison tattoos. They were most likely acquainted.
I'm sure they weren't the only two people in that prison.
Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Yeah, that is a shame. Oh,
A
pole.
fairly long pole with a forked end.
So that's gonna be something later on. This guy was shot in the face.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, at least it was quick.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
The door to my heart, Mr. Holmes.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. This shard of wood is quite new.
Double murder. Oh. What is up with me doing that? That's it, huh? This must be... Well, no, he doesn't look like a criminal.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
I got a weak leg too. I do it all the time. I messed up my knee a long time ago. And that's what I do. I lean on everything. Oh, missing.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Yes, you did. Oh,
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
I know what some of you are thinking, and that's disgusting. Mr. Turner stated that he remained at the window of his flat until the police arrived. However, this is a conflict with Marrow's statement, as the constable did not see anyone at the window. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as in fact 3 shots were made. At first, a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fires as they were made from the different points. He might have heard the firework. Let's go with that one. No. Let's go with that one. For right now. For right now. We'll see. Time to talk to the missus.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
I'm surprised I'm not given the option to profile her.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Compelling evidence. What's down over here? It's probably gonna turn me around. Yep. You cheeky. No. Oh man. Ugh, I hate the way it just turns me around like
I
that.
suppose that I shall have to move my stool now.
Why? Because somebody
Mr.
died?
Holmes,
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly. This fire is dying out. The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
So he didn't want those papers to be seen.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
Oh.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
That says a lot.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
For a second there I thought I said aroused. I was like, what? He was aroused by gunshots? Whatever floats your boat.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
Is that what knives are? Oh.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
I think it's funny he's just letting me walk around and looking at everything.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
At least that's what he said. Oh. Alright, let's try this. So first he has to get out of bed. grab his cane. Where is he? Then he's gonna go in here. And then he's going to... Oh, no, no, no. Let's try this. He had to assume the bodies first. Then grab his walking stick. I keep running into it. Then go over here. Then cut up the paper. This guy's like watching me walk around in a circle. He's like, what the hell, is this guy on drugs? Which I might be. I don't know. Because we know he wasn't at the window. So I can't be the last one. Cut the paper up.
No, it didn't happen this way.
What? You shut your Holmesy mouth. Okay, let's try like this. Then. Oops. Let's try like this. Alright, now do it. Look at me wobbling around. Cutting up paper, throwing in the fire.
No, it didn't happen this way.
Okay, let me skip it then. I don't care. So let's see this. No. Did I already do it this way? I can't remember. Or maybe the window was last. Go, 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 go. Come on.
No, it didn't happen this way.
You got to be kidding me. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize I can press the L button to do that. That's a first. Okay. Alright. Got up from bed. He has to get up from the bed. Oh, place the broken stick. Gosh, I need to read these. Okay, get out of bed. Open the window. Approach the body. Then place the broken stick. Or maybe the broken stick was last. No. Ah. Because I think he cut up the paper and then he did this. Jeez. Let's go. I think he would have to have seen it. Because he wasn't at the window last. So the window can't be last. Place the broken stick. There we go.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Money?
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
I'm gonna end the video right here. Sorry about that taking so long. I should have realized that's where he put. I mean, I knew he placed the broken stick there, but I thought he always placed it there. So I should have thought about that. My apologies, guys. Well, I'm gonna end the video right here. Stay tuned for the next episode of this nail-biting case. See ya.